The Walk of Warwickshire with Mercia.
Raising money for Snowball.
So today I'm in Holbrooks and I'm with Jessica Brookes. You've just moved into this lovely house. Mm-hmm. Where did you move from?
Just round the corner, Gospel Oak Road.
Oh, right, okay. Welcome to your new home. Thank you for letting us in. The reason we wanted to chat to you is your family has been supported by Snowball, our charity. Do you want to explain your situation? So you're a mum of how many?
Well, I'm pregnant with my fourth, so a mum of 3 at the moment.
And do you want to explain Matthew's situation?
Matthew's autistic, he's non-verbal, he's got severe learning difficulties, and he goes to Tiverton School for special needs.
So take me back to when you had Matthew in your tummy and you were told of the situation. Run me through all that.
No, we didn't find out that Matthew had autism till he was 3.5.
Wow.
We found at 18 months old, when he wasn't walking, we had questions, but he was doing a lot more then than he does now. So it was the chicken pox that stopped him talking when he was 4. He seems to regress a lot all the time. I don't know, he's, in some ways he's getting worse. When
so he's going back?
Yes. When he was 18 months old, he could do things that he can't do now. So... But he can walk now. Good point, Kieran.
So what's it like living with a child with this condition?
Well, it's a 24/7 job because with Matthew, he can't dress himself. He can take his socks off and his trousers off for the bath if he really wants one, which he always does. So a good motivator like that, but he can't take his jumper off or a T-shirt. So obviously you have to dress him. You have to brush his teeth every morning. He can't brush his own teeth. Obviously you have to wash him. He wouldn't wash himself or you know. Feeding himself's difficult because he would prefer to use his hands. So every dinner time, if you don't feed him, the dinner will fly everywhere. We normally get the dog in to hoover that up first. She's good at that. And then, you know, he can have meltdowns. So one minute you can be walking in the shop and you think maybe he's hurt himself or he's got a pain, but he can't tell you, so he just screams. So that's difficult. It's just really difficult. He loves to be outside on his hammock. You can hear him now, just swinging backwards and forwards. He has constipation issues, so I think he has trouble with his stomach. He's seeing a gastroenterologist at the moment. And I don't know, just these frequent outbursts that he has are hard to deal with, especially with a 16-month-old. And Kieran, he's lashed out at Kieran. Kieran's got a scar on his face from Matthew. The baby, if she screams or raises her voice or, you know, has a little bit of a tantrum, he reacts to that and they kind of set each other off. Because if he hates that, so he'll scream when she does that sometimes. Then it'll make her worse because then that scares her, so then she'll scream, and just sometimes it's a battle, you know. It's never quiet, put it that way. It's never quiet. So.
Now, you've been helped by the Snowball charity.
Yes.
How did that come about?
Well, I was asking how Matthew was getting on at school, and they said he was doing really well with the computers. Because obviously, with Matthew, you can't tell, you know, he's still not writing his name. You don't know if he knows his numbers anymore, or, you know, you can't tell if he's learning. But they said that he's doing really good on the computer and everything. And I just happened to mention, he can't use the one that we've got at home. And Carolyn, the head teacher, she said, oh, no, he's doing really well on this one that we've got. You know, it's touchscreen, and he's doing really well. And but then I found out they were like £1,000 plus VAT.
Wow.
So I said...
It's not your bog standard £200 laptop.
Exactly. So, we'd just not long paid out £500 for the laptop. That's the family computer. And then obviously we were in the process of moving, so all our money was going on solicitors' fees, just stamp duty, you name it, everything to
and
do
the
with
fact
the
that you
move.
already had 2 kids as well as Matthew.
As well,
Yeah.
yes. So and this one on the way, and so yeah, there's no way we could have afforded £1,200 with the VAT. So because it was an educational tool and Matthew was benefiting from it, and it would benefit him at home, she said that the Snowball should be able to help us. And up until that point, I hadn't really heard of the Snowball at all.
This is totally why we're doing this event, you see.
Well, yeah, I hadn't heard of them. And then, but obviously, they paid for the whole amount, and then we just had to pay the VAT, which was just about £200, and the machine was £1,000. So, without that, we couldn't have afforded it. But his education would have suffered without it. So it's just been brilliant. And now I'm noticing them more things about the Snowball. I read about it in the Telegraph, whereas before, I suppose, I noticed it, but it was just something you read. Whereas now, I'm really noticing it, if you know what I mean. So, and you see these sponsored by the little pictures of all the little firms in Coventry that support the Snowball. So,
Was it an easy process? Did you find it easy? Were they quick at getting back to you? Did it take a while to get the laptop?
Well, it's not a laptop, it's
Also a big computer, this one here.
Yeah, it's a big desktop. Did it take them long? Not really that long. I think it was probably about 6-7 weeks before the cheque came.
Wow, so it's a quite quick turnaround then.
Yeah, because obviously they have meetings, don't they? So Matthew would have been discussed in the next meeting. So whenever that would have been from whenever Carolyn said to me that she'd put his name forward. So yeah, probably about 6 weeks. So not long at all.
You got the cheque.
Got the cheque.
You bought the computer.
Yes.
Have you noticed a
2
difference?
weeks that took to be delivered.
Have you noticed a difference in Matthew since having the computer at home?
Well, it's just, I haven't noticed a difference in him, obviously, because he's still the same, but it's nice for me to see that he can use a computer. It's just great to see him benefiting from it, and great to have an idea of what he's doing at school.
Right.
So.
And I suppose it's something else for him to do at home, isn't it?
Exactly, yes. And he doesn't feel left out when Kieran's on the computer with his dad, or if we're on the computer, he's got his own and he can use it.
Like you say, for people that haven't heard of Snowball and what the charity does, just remind us how important it is to get money to this charity, because obviously you're somebody that's gained from it.
Well, it's very important, because without the Snowball, there'd be a lot of children's education suffering. There'd be a lot of children without things that they need. The children would just suffer. If Matthew didn't have that, his education would suffer. It's just really important, and I'd love to be doing this walk that you're doing, but unfortunately, being 6 months pregnant, it would be a bit hard. It'd probably take me a week. So, it's really important. So I hope.
And do you think that if there wasn't Snowball, you would have still got the computer or not?
Not for a while, anyway. We would have aimed to get it for Matthew. We wouldn't have got it for him for this Christmas, because obviously the move and everything. Maybe we would have been able to get it him for next Christmas or the Christmas after, maybe. But he would have been without it for at least 2 years. He's had it 2 years quicker this way, because we would have had to save up.
Well, it's been great speaking to you.
Thank you.
And thanks for letting us in your home, and good luck with baby number 4.
Thank you.
Sign up now and join the Walk of Warwickshire.
Visit mercia.co.uk.